Welcome to Crafty Chemist Designs. Today I have a great project for you. But first, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so that you are alerted every time I drop a new video. On to the project. This video is part of the monthly card making YouTube hop sponsored by Valley Oak Papers. The theme for this month is winter holidays. I decided I wanted to focus on the Snowy Scenes paper pack by Stampin Up and create shaker cards. Here are a couple samples that I created. Look how cute they are. The theme of the Snowy Scenes paper pack and sticker sheet is penguins and winter and snowflakes, so I thought it was perfect. So here I am cutting some pool party cardstock. This was a 12 by 12 sheet, and I am cutting it at 5.5 inches wide, and then I will cut it 8.5 inches long, and this is to make my card base. Then I'm going to take this and score it down the middle at 4 1/4 along the 8.5 inch side to make a regular A2 size card. So I'm just going to fold it in half right along that score line and then use my bone folder to kind of burnish down the side so it stays flat. Here I am taking some basic white cardstock from Stampin' Up, and I'm cutting it at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and I'm going to use that for the card front. And this piece I'm cutting at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and I will be using that on the inside. Now this piece is designed from the Snowy Scenes pack, and it has an all-over snowflake design, and I'm going to use this as the bottom base part of my shaker card. So this is the paper that you can see through the window that I will be cutting. And with a shaker card, you need some kind of plastic sheeting for the window. And here I am using a piece of old transparency film that I have from my teaching stash. And I am cutting this. Basically, it is 4 inches by 5 1/4, but I cut it just a little bit inside, maybe 1/8 inch shorter on both sides, because I want it to not hang over the edges. Now I'm taking one of those 4 inches by 5 1/4 pieces of basic white, and I am using a circle die. It is about 3.5 inches in diameter, and I am trying to center it on that piece of basic white. It is a little bit closer to the top of the piece of basic white than the bottom, so it's not directly in the center. I wanted to leave a little bit of room for my stickers, and there you go. You can see the hole that I'm cutting out. That is going to be the window that I make my shaker element in. I decided that the basic white was just a little bit too basic, and so I want to emboss it with this embossing folder that has a kind of ombre snowfall design on it. This is actually a retired item from close to my heart, and I am placing my basic white cardstock into my embossing folder after I have cut out the window, and I am trying to center it so that my snowflakes are falling straight down. If you notice, I did have to change my sandwich on my Big Kick to be in the embossing folder sort of configuration. Basically, you take off that top layer. Now let's see how this looks when we take it out of the embossing folder. So there we go. You have a little bit of design. Even though it's still white, you can still see the sort of snowfall coming down. Now I'm going to put on some tear and tape on the back of my embossed piece, you need to use something that is fairly sticky, pretty strong, and that is to hold the transparency film. Not everything sticks to that transparency film. So I find that the tear and tape works the best. You can use something like the green Tombow glue if you want to. I find that the transparency film doesn't stay stuck with that. So I'm going to center this right onto that card front. And now you can see why I cut it a little bit smaller than the 4 by 5 1/4 that I had for the card front. I'm looking around to make sure that there aren't any pieces of the transparency film sticking out. And I can see right on the bottom that there's just a very sliver of the transparency film sticking out. I did a pretty good job centering that. Okay, now I'm going to use some foam tape. I did not have any circle foam squares, so to speak, left over, but I did have this oval one from Close to My Heart. So I'm going to use that. And what I did is I took off the backing. And if you go around with a little picket tool or something and release that oval from those pieces that are in the center, they come right off the backing. And you want to make sure when you do this that it doesn't go into where the window is. Okay, here I am using some crystals. They're just basic white sparkly crystals, and I am putting them into the space where the opening is so you can see that through the window. So you can, if you don't have an oval or a circle like this, just use some foam tape and go around the circle, but you need to make sure that there are no openings because obviously those little gems will fall out. So whatever you do, it needs to completely encircle that circle. And then I did put a couple foam squares on the corners because my piece right here that I'm going to use as the backing is a rectangle. So I wanted something to hold those corners up. And what you're going to do is put this face down. So whatever side you want to be seen through the window, you need to put face down. So now you see I have like a little sandwich with my card front. I've got the window, my gems, and then the card backing. And I like to do this and then add it to my card base. And I'm just going to center it here on my card base. And the reason I do my sandwich like that is because otherwise I seem to get those gems everywhere. So this way they're kind of encapsulated in my little sandwich. Okay, here I'm just putting one of the pieces of 4 inches by 5 1/4 on the inside from the inside of my card. Now I'm using the sticker sheet and I'm trying to find something that will go on the front. So I'm taking one of these little trees and the little penguins. Those penguins are so, so cute. And then I have these ephemera pieces they're called Joyful Images from Stampin' Up. And there is one that I liked, and it says Let It Snow. I thought the color scheme and the sentiment went perfectly with this card. So there you have it, my little shaker element. Here it is. Isn't it so, so cute? And then I made another sample with a little snowman and a holly jolly. I hope you enjoyed the project. The products seen in the video can be purchased at my website, thecraftychemist.stampinup.net. I have a Facebook group, Crafty Chemist Designs, where I go live and do demos every Sunday. I also have a Facebook VIP group, The Crafty Chemist Presents Stampin' Up. Find me on Instagram at Crafty Chemist Designs, TikTok at Crafty Chemist Designs, YouTube at Crafty Chemist Designs, and my blog, periodicallycrafty.blogspot.com.